Greetings old school gamers, Architect here making this video to share a small discovery that I came across and tested on different variations recently. However, only one variation seemed to have been actually valid while the others were simply shit. And that's Wind Fury Hybrid Slam Spec. So, what is this spec really about? Well, it's basically a spec based on extra attacks that relies on two main abilities, Whirlwind and Slam. And I know some of you think that Slam is one of the least delivering abilities for warriors, and is borderline trash, but in fact that is not the case here. Yes. A warrior 2-button rotation, get fucking wrecked mages. Now if we look into guides we will indeed find Warrior Fury Slam specs that are only viable for Horde due to Wind Fury Totem, which has a 20% chance to generate an extra attack. And this one is not much different. However, this spec takes it a notch further by introducing two extra cornerstones to it. Those being Sword Spec with 5% chance for extra swing and Hand of Justice from Angerforge in BRD, which gives us a total of 27% chance of extra swings that can proc off one another. Yes, they proc off one another, basically making you a sword-wielding enhancement shaman, but of course at a cost. That cost being Bloodthirst and Flurry, a fucking hefty price to pay, but might as well be worth it, especially that we will also have access to both Death Wish and Sweeping Strikes that benefit single target and cleave respectively. You sir are now a jack of all trades. Now before I dive into the talent tree, I wanted to mention a crappy alteration of this that didn't quite cut it, or at least I didn't have the resources to test it before, such as decent weapons or Crusader enchants. And that is Hybrid Hamstring Spec with 1 talent point in Flurry, since the first talent in Flurry gives straight up 10% increase in attack speed after a crit, instead of the following 4 points which each only gives 5%. However, that was not worth the price due to the fact that we are using 6 talent points for just 10% extra attack speed on crits and lacking a main strike. Here is the hamstring spec that can be either two-handed or dual wields if anyone was curious to try it out, and any feedback would be appreciated. Arms tree. 2 points into improved heroic strike. 3 into improved rend. 2 into improved charge. 5 into tactical mastery. 2 into improved overpower. 1 into anger management. 3 into deep wounds, not only to piss your raid leader off about a debuff slot but also to gain access to a fucking broken talent like Impale. 2 into impale. 1 into sweeping strikes. 4 into sword specialization. Fury tree. 5 into cruelty. 5 points into booming voice, which is the least shit of your 3 remaining options to get to your lower talents. 1 into unbridled wrath, which comes second in being least shit among your 2 remaining options. 1 into piercing howl. 5 into improved battle shout. 2 into improved execute. 5 into enrage. 1 into death wish. 1 into flurry. Let me know if it goes your way. However, I would not recommend it, since it's as desperate as a kid giving his gold and his mom's credit card money to a streamer just for his character to appear for a brief moment on Twitch. Now back to our hybrid slam spec, and it goes as follow. The mentality behind it is, what if I can make my swings 3 times as fast to maximize the use of extra swings provided by our holy trinity? Wind Fury, Hand of Justice and Sword Spec. Well, to do that we need a swing that is 3 times faster than our average auto attack, but not at the cost of weapon damage, and that's where improved slam comes in. The way it works is that you just bank up rage, then spend them to just have that spender with 27% chance to regenerate and proc itself. Any cost that I have to pay. Yes. You will be speccing hybrid and losing several key talents, including Mortal Strike, which is frowned upon anyway in raids, or Bloodthirst, which are usually around 15% of your overall DPS. Now the rotation is simple. 1. Bank up rage with autos, which should go really fast with approx 30% crit chance and 27% extra swings. 2. Spam slam to empty it up as fast as a 14-year-old on Pornhub and only use overpower while below 40 to 50 rage. 3. Use whirlwind on cooldown and make sure you always follow it up by an auto and not slam for 2 reasons. A. Global cooldown will make your slam too slow for value and your auto about to proc. And B. You'll need that secured extra rage from auto after spending 25 on whirlwind to compensate. 4. Blood rage and berserk. Plus death wish and or sweeping strikes give a great boost, therefore should be used when available. And preferably at 35 to 40% remaining boss HP during raid encounters. 5. And most importantly, make sure you are as low on threat as possible. This is not retail and you'll pull aggro from the tank harder than a priest's mind blast, so better give a window of 5 seconds or 3 sunders before you start showing those peasants in your raid how big your balls can be in a video game. Now for the talents, they go as follow. Arms tree. 2 points into improved heroic strike. 3 into improved rend. 5 into tactical mastery. 1 or 2 into improved overpower. Based on preference, the other point here will go into two-handed weapon specialization instead. 1 into anger management. 3 into deep wounds. 2 or 3 into improved two-handed weapon specialization. Again based on preference between improved overpower or straight-up big dick damage. 2 into impale. 1 into sweeping strikes. 5 into sword specialization. Fury tree. 5 points into booming voice. 5 into cruelty. 2 into unbridled wrath. 1 into piercing howl. 5 into improved battle shout. 2 into improved execute. 1 into death wish. 4 into improved slam. For your gear, we're gonna be using our usual pre-bis at this point, and for that I have helm, mask of the unforgiven, neck, mark of forging, shoulders, truer strike shoulders, cloak, the Emperor's new cape but trying to replace it with cape of the Black Baron from Baron Rivendare Strat Undead, chest, savage gladiator chain, after approx 130 attempts. No worries. When you start reconsidering your life choices, that's your cue that this bis shit till phase 5 is about to drop. And Garrosh is about to no longer be a disappointment to you like a mid-30s man to his mom while living in her basement. Braces. Battleborn arm braces. Gloves and pants. Devil saw set. Waist. Amok's girth restrainer. Boots. Windreaver greaves. Rings. Blackstone ring, Painweaver band. Trinkets. Hand of justice and black hand's breadth. Ranged weapon. Rip hook. Melee weapon. Obsidian edged blade. However, if you get obsidian edged blade, you'll be swapping to more crit and less hit due to the sword skill in the weapon should be around 5 to 6% hit required. No need to go for the full 9% considering that you will get more sword skill from it than 5 like racials provide. Thus swapping Mask of the Unforgiven with Eye of Rend. But one can still argue that going for the entire 9% would still be good since it provides more hit for white attacks, which is also an increase in DPS, but that would be just a matter of preference at this point. I hope this unusual guide was in any way helpful, and hoping we can reshape and 15-year-old meta with it. Thank you for watching, and may your raid deaths be only due to over aggro and never mechanics. Until next time, have a good one.